Tim McClone, your vacation home expert. Today we're going to review an interesting city to visit or invest, in my opinion, Merida. Let's get into it.
Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have.
Do you know why Merida has become one of the favorite cities for both foreign and Mexican residents? You know, I'm a big fan of Mexico. We've been investing in Mexico for over 15 years, and I've talked to people in this city. I've been to this city, and it might be an option for you. You know, thanks to the privileged location, the climate and quality of life, Merida and the state of Yucatan are registering steady growth in real estate investment. I think this might be a good opportunity as an alternative to Cancun, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen, where prices are a little higher. When we talk about the architecture and cultural activities, they're just some of the things that have helped Merida to become one of the best cities to live in Mexico. I mean, foreign investment is huge here. The presence of expatriates living in the city has been a big contribution to that area. It's increasingly common for people from the United States, Canada, Europe to decide to stay in Merida. So I've always said, you know, while government bonds and investment funds for retirement can be very good long-term investments, of course, in my humble opinion, real estate remains one of the options that most attract the attention of investors and in this areas. You know, I've always said stocks are like water, real estate are like boulders. I like to touch my investment. I don't want to have to go to the Apple building and look at it. So why is real estate a good investment? You know, I think, as we've always talked about, property insures against inflation. That's my opinion. It's all about the cash flow. It is a long-term investment, but you can obtain higher income, and in the short and medium term, if you decide to rent your house or apartment. You know, you can invest in different types of properties, from houses to residential lots. You're not just limited. You can diversify your portfolio. There's opportunities for investment in industrial in this area. If you decide to buy and pre-sale, you will have better yields. If you decide to sell it later, you know, your property will be worth more thanks to the added value of the area. So bottom line is, you know, you get better returns if you decide to invest, you know, your savings than to have them in a bank or in a, let's say, a safe in your garage. So put that money to work for you. And I think this is an interesting area to consider. You know, I'm a big fan of vacation homes in Mexico. I have one income property in Mexico. So, you know, the Mexican city of Merida was named the cultural capital of the Americas 2 times. Merida is the only city to ever have been honored twice by the International Bureau of Cultural Capitals. You know, persuading, obviously, you know, because of this win and this visibility, more visitors are coming to sample the culture, the city, the music, the performance offerings, and most of all, to sample the real estate. More eyeballs are becoming aware of this part of Mexico, highlighting the Yucatan capital's abundance of riches. So for, you know, travelers, you know, looking to, you know, explore behind Mexico's world-class beaches this winter, you might want Merida on your bucket list of places to visit or buy property. You know, take a look. Let's take a look at the map. Merida is the capital and largest city in the Yucatan state and Mexico, as well as the largest city of the Yucatán Peninsula. So the city is located in the northwest part of the state, about 35 kilometers, 22 miles off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. So it's not a long drive. You know, the city is also the municipal seat of the Municipality of Mérida, which includes the city and the areas all around it. So according to the 2020 census, the population of Merida was about 1,161,000. So not bad. It's growing. Merida, Yucatán is one of the fastest growing cities in Mexico right now. So everyone who comes to know it falls in love with it. Its culture, its architecture, food, our agricultural sites are pretty phenomenal. That is why it is not surprising that Merida is positioned itself as one of the favorite cities for foreign tourism, investment, and retirement. So to give you an idea, Merida is one of the cities with the largest number of residential foreigners living in it, as we talked about earlier. So that the city itself has, been developing new policies to carry out procedures such as, birth certificates and marriages to make it more easy for these new residents who are coming in. And I didn't know it existed a couple of years back, and I was just blown away when I spent some time there. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is believed that there are approximately 4 right now daily transactions of foreigners that are moving into the area. So not only foreigners are surprised with the quality of life, and the so-called white city also offers Mexicans, and especially with relatively cheap and easy, that you can acquire a property compared to the prices, as I said earlier, in, for example, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Mexico City. So it's right, and I see potential down the road. This place is going to blow up. So peeps are able to acquire luxurious properties in areas with huge surplus value, something that could be impossible to do right now in other cities. I think there's tremendous, right now in Merida, I'm saying it, upside potential. So what things should you consider when buying a house in Merida? Let's take a look. What is it? As always, doesn't matter where you are in the world, location, location, location. So, what is the key? You need to think about, what it is, the investment that's going to generate higher surplus value. What is about the investment that's going to generate higher surplus value? Is it essential to look carefully at the property location in order to make higher returns and a successful investment? The property value increases over time thanks to surplus value of the area where it is located. So you really have to work that out as far as the location. So if you buy a luxury house or an apartment in an area with low surplus value, your investment will not generate returns. And on the contrary, it could make you lose money. Been there, done that, learned my lesson a long time ago. So, bottom line is, where you buy or rent, where should you go? I mean, in Merida, and from my research and learnings and being there, the north is the area with the highest capital gain in Merida. Luxury shopping malls, specialty hospitals, top-level schools, as well as offices, entertainment centers, and exclusive residential areas. Really, really beautiful exclusive residential areas have made the north of the city the place where the highest capital gain in Merida right now, from the empirical data and talking to people. So downtown Merida is another area that attracts investors. However, one of the reasons why people invest in the north is the possibility to acquire pre-sale, as we discussed earlier, pre-sale properties, which help them to generate their investment, since they are buying the property at a very low price point, but its value will be higher if they resell it, down the road. So in addition, there is the possibility to make returns on investment by renting the property, and that's something that we do in Mexico. So the north is also a very important residential area for those who wish to live near their jobs, their schools. So that's always important for your ROI and your investment, your rental. Merida is one of the safest cities in Mexico, especially the north of the city. However, private security is something you should seriously consider for your residents of that area. Knowing there is private security in real estate development, and I'm talking gated communities that have on-site guards, patrols, what have you, allows residents to live in a quieter, more relaxed life, of course. So that is why future residents looking for properties to buy or rent prefer safe areas with these services. So properties that we own are in developments, they have guards, pretty standard, Playa del Carmen, Mexico. You should seriously consider when you buy. I think it's going to be better for ROI in your investment to have that peace of mind. If you're thinking about investing in Merida, it is very important that you consider private security. Although the city is listed, once again, as one of the safest cities in the country, but it's something I think from my experience in dealing with renters, they ask, is there private security? So, acquiring property with private security is a way to secure your investment 100%, whether it is a house, a lot, or an apartment. So when listing your rental property, you can use this feature to reach more potential guests. I include it in the descriptions of our properties. I think it's a powerful message that's going to get more eyeballs to your property, especially if you want to rent your property to people from the center and north of Mexico, places where private security is common service. So Merida is more than just residential areas, as I talked about earlier. It's not just residential, there's other opportunities as well. You do not need to buy a house or an apartment in Merida to invest in real estate. Residential lots have gradually become favorites among young people who are starting to invest, while industrial lots are assets for companies that want to guarantee their growth without issue of space or distribution. So it's interesting. It's not just residential. There's other opportunities as well if you want to go in with a lower investment. On the other hand, companies that are engaged in marketing with other companies, also known as business to business, B2B, are also investing in industrial lots to create warehouses or storage production and distribution spaces, for other companies, for example. So roughly between January and May, exports to the United States, Asia, Europe grew by 50.3%. So the food industry products, the textile industry products departed from the ports located about 20 minutes from Merida. So that's a good sign. Thus, people who want to invest in real estate without buying a house or an apartment, as well as companies that want to reduce production or distribution costs, find great opportunity in the residential lots and industrial lots because it's low pre-sale costs, higher return on your investment. So there's just a multitude of opportunities in this area, in my opinion. Some of the advantages of investing in Merida. Number one, it's a strong opportunity to grow your monies. Strong opportunity to grow your monies and get in at cheaper prices compared to other areas in Mexico. In the first quarter of 2019, jobs grew by 105% compared to last year. In addition, in the first half of 2019, foreign direct investment was $89.9 million. Number three, tourism in Merida has grown by 41%, especially during the summer holiday period, positioning the city as one of the most visited cities in Mexico. And also during the pandemic, tourism and visits have skyrocketed. So the Yucatán has won the 2019 Excelente Award in Madrid for the actions taken to make the Yucatán one of the most innovative and attractive places in Mexico. So I think there's just, when you look at everything, it's just saying, come here and buy property. The real estate boom in Merida is the result of, the growth projections. That is why there are not, surprised when foreigners who acquire properties in Merida fall in love with the city. They absolutely fall in love with the city. I mean, the architecture is just gorgeous. The proximity to the beach, the archaeological sites, the cenotes, all the traditions and the culture have caught the eye of people all over the world. You just go on the internet and look at the videos, which I've done, earning the title of American Capital of Culture. American Capital of Culture. So Merida has much to offer, in my opinion. The great quality of life in the city attracts people who eventually become future residents or investors. So, investing in Merida is an opportunity that you should not miss if you want to increase your savings or acquire properties at lower prices with higher returns. I think this place is just starting to take off. You look at Tulum, where it's at right now, a lot of people, we're not aware of Playa del Carmen, that we're going to Cancun, Mexico. And, now Cancun is overrun. People are going to Playa. People are going to Tulum now. Cancun, Playa has become the new Cancun. People are going to Tulum and beyond. But this place is still untouched. And you can get in early. And I think there's some great buys there. And I always suggest rent. Go there and rent first. Get a feel for the city. Don't just go visit and buy a piece of property and come back. You got to live there. You got to taste the food. You got to taste the culture. You got to listen to the music. You got to listen to the birds. Get a feel for the streets and walk the streets for at least, in my opinion, a month minimum, maybe longer, and figure it out and meet people and talk to people on the street. Not just read on the internet, but get on the ground there and talk to people. I think that's most important. Just don't sit behind a computer and buy a piece of property. I've seen people get just depressed and made a huge mistake. So you don't want to do that. Go there, experience the culture. But I think this city in Mexico has tremendous upside potential to invest in right now. And I am seriously looking at it. So thanks so much. Take care. Tim McClone, your vacation expert. Be safe, be kind, be nice to people. It's easy to be an asshole. It's hard to be a nice person. Take care.